Hello everyone, my name is Isaac, and if I don't succeed in this business, I really don't want to be alive. And I know that's such a crazy thing to say, but it's not so crazy when you think about like my story. I'm 20 years old, I just finished from uni. I just graduated a couple days ago. And as I walked up on the stage and shook the professor's hand, I looked to my right and I saw hundreds of people. And one thought crossed through my mind. What if one day, just one day, maybe in a couple years from now, I could walk in front of that stage and all these people would be there for me to listen to what I have to say. I want to be great. I want to be so great. And I understand that greatness is subjective to the person. But to understand why I don't even want anything other than my business or to succeed, there's a few things about me that you might be able to relate to in this video that are very painful, and I know that if I don't solve these things about myself, I will suffer. The first thing to note is I have what we call idiopathic scoliosis. It means that your spine curves at an age, essentially when you reach adolescence, when you hit puberty. When I was around 16, I got diagnosed with idiopathic scoliosis, and the only way to solve it was to get a spinal fusion surgery. Meaning I would have to fuse my spine as one, and what that means now is I can't bend ever again. I can crouch, I can probably go gym, run, do squats, but I just can never bend. And when I heard that at 16, one thought crossed through my mind. Fuck, I don't want that to be my life. Now, luckily, there are other forms of surgery called ACS or ASC that you can get your spine straightened, and with that, you're allowed to still bend. The curve on my spine isn't as bad. It looks something more like this, as you can see on the screen. But the reason why I want to solve it is because everyone does something because of something. And I believe my deepest insecurity is my back. I want to be able to solve it. I want to be able to fix it. But that's just not one reason why I want to solve this business. My parents, my mother, my father, they came from Nigeria. I am by birth Nigerian, but I was born in Ireland, came to the UK. I'm the first generation in my family to come to a first world country and be able to have all these resources. I might not even say that wrong. I don't know the countries, but I have all these resources. I have this mic, expensive mic. I have this camera. I have this MacBook. I have so many things available to me. And I'd feel like an absolute failure if I didn't strive towards becoming something great. I've met a lot of people in this life. I've talked to a lot of people. I've made many connections. And throughout my whole journey of my life, I would like to say that for the big part of it, I definitely felt alone. And you might be able to relate to this too, but in college, I think that was the peak of me feeling lost. I didn't really identify with anyone because I didn't really identify with myself. I didn't really know what I wanted, and that was the problem. You see, the issue I had was I had nothing which gave me fulfillment. So I had to find something, right? I was around people who were charismatic, people who had very big, tall personalities. And these people could just approach women, they could talk to guys, they could talk to girls, they had a lot of friends, they were very popular. And I thought to myself, what type of person do I want to become in the next 3 to 5 years? So I picked up a hobby, and you may or may not have seen, but I pursued YouTube and got the YouTube plaque. That was one of the winning moments for me in my life. But as I sat down to think, the impact I want to have, content was just one bridge, but running a business and helping people, changing people's lives on a one-to-one basis is something that inspires me, man. Like, I have so much to strive for. I have so many reasons to achieve and accomplish this thing. And when I started this Yanni consulting business, it has come from all my experience of doing so many things. I've sold books online, You know, I've had the YouTube channel, the YouTube plaque. I have finished university. I graduated with a first class honors in Bachelor's of Science of Clinical Psychology, arguably one of the hardest psychology courses. I think I've done so much things to make people proud, but I understand by nature, maybe deep down in my psychology, I'm somewhat a people pleaser. So this is exactly why this business has to work, because I needed to work for myself. You know, I've done a lot of jobs, and I remember I was working in sales one time, and this guy goes to me like, Isaac, you're a great guy. I think you have good energy, but there's just something that you're just not capable of doing. And I remember walking away from that job. It was door to door, so the job sucked anyways. But I remember walking away from that job thinking, that can't be my life. I can't be a person who just doesn't achieve shit. I thought the same thing when I went to work in retail. Some of you guys watching this video, you might be the same age. I'm 20 years old, so going 21. And some of you guys might be the same age. You might be 18 to 19 to 20 to 21, maybe even 25, maybe even 27. And you might be working on the job on the side. I worked in retail. I worked a job. And in that job, you know, 10-hour shifts, 8-hour shifts, morning shifts, waking up at 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning, like, it was terrific, man. I hated it so much. I hated waking up in the morning and having to work for someone else, like getting that Uber. Like, I would stay in bed for extra 30 minutes and I'd be late on purpose. And I remember one night on a late shift, because the way the shifts work is that you start at 12 p.m. and it goes all the way to 10:30 p.m. So you get 10 hours, 30 minutes of just straight work. And you get a 30-minute break, by the way. And I remember that night, you know, I was stacking shelves. And that one particular night, we were supposed to close at 10:30, but it was so busy that we stayed for an extra period of time. And I remember feeling so frustrated. Like, I was like, fuck, like, why am I cleaning bread at 11 p.m.? I should be home right now. And I said a prayer that I'm actually quite embarrassed to say. I said a prayer that I'm quite embarrassed to say. I prayed to God, and I prayed to God and I asked God that if this is all my life is going to be, I don't want to make it home tonight. Now, that is such a crazy thing to say. But I believed so strongly that I was meant for more. And me working in the same place, or me staying in the same area, or me not pursuing the thing I want to do, or me not becoming something, I'd rather die. Like, yo, I don't think this is a mindset I can explain to people in a way that they would understand. And only if you get it, do you get it. But this is exactly why I push myself to the brim. Because after I prayed that prayer, I remember ordering my Uber, being scared. My Uber came later than usual. It was really dark outside. I was the last person to leave. There was people around in the car park. I thought it was over. And I remember thinking to myself that, like, you know what? If I was only ever going to be some worker working in a 9-to-5 for the rest of my life, it's fine, man. Like, I wouldn't have amounted to much anyways. But the Uber came. I got in the Uber and I was still anxious. I was like, this Uber might crash, because I prayed that prayer. But I got home in one piece. And the minute I opened the door, I thank God, because I was like, I'm gonna make it. And don't get me wrong, I'm not there yet. But the fact I'm here alive today is a testament to the fact that I am meant for bigger things. And that is the exact same thing for you too. One of the biggest things that motivated me was a breakup I had with this girl. This is such an embarrassing thing to say, but like, I remember I broke up with this girl because back then I was like around like 16, and I thought to myself, like, I don't actually have the financial resources, or I'm not capable or competent enough to actually take care of this woman. I need to work on myself. And obviously at a younger age, there was so much more insecurity. I was worried, I was anxious, I was stressed. I was like, I can't really take care of someone else. You know, I'd be jealous over little things. So I was like, look, I'm just gonna break this off. And the worst thing was, like, the worst thing of it all was it was a long distance relationship. So anyways, I sent a message and I got a response that that broke me, man. Like, I got a response that that response was so like dismissive. And I remember it took me like 2 to 3 years to recover from that. And the person I am today is a big testament of the broken links and the broken things I had to go through. Essentially what I'm trying to say is, I'm 20 years old right now, and I know I'm meant for more. I know I'm supposed to be successful. I know I'm gonna make it. I know I'm gonna achieve great things. I know I'm gonna do massive things. And I know that in the next few years, I will be in places that I never dreamed of. I know the future version of myself is gonna look back at this video and laugh. And I know that the future version of myself right now is doing even better things than I'm doing right now. And I say this to say, you don't have to wait for anything. I don't have the craziest story. I don't have the craziest background. I wasn't given advantages. I didn't get handouts. I am no more or no less than you, and I am working on this business with my whole heart and soul. I probably haven't even done anything that crazy compared to you. Yes, there's a few outliers, like graduating with a first class and like the fucking YouTube platform, but all of that shit doesn't matter. Like, what I can do, I want for others. And the other day, I really sat down and thought about giving up on the business. Well, not on the business particularly. I really thought about giving up on the people I would help. There's certain niche I'm targeting, because it's clothing brand founders, if you're watching this. But I thought to myself, I'm doing such a disservice to people who are just like me. Like, don't get me wrong, it's a different niche. And the way I like to approach things is from a very philosophical perspective. I'm quite data-driven, quite philosophical, quite psychological when I'm talking about things. But I'd be doing a disservice to people who need my help if I just said that, oh, these aren't the people I can connect with. I had to think to myself, what outcome do I want? What is it that I actually want to achieve? What do I want to be known for? When I die, what do I want to be associated with? And it's freedom. But it's not like the freedom when people are talking about like, oh yeah, I'm free to like time freedom, money freedom. It's not about that. It's the sovereignty to be able to do anything I want in anything I want. Like, I can build a business and do 2 hours of work in a day. I can go to a country and socialize with everyone. I can make friends with the most unfriendly person. I can achieve anything I want to achieve just by thinking about it and doing it. I can help other people and change people's lives by just being present. I can provide for my family by just working more. I can do anything I want to do, go any place I want to go, and just bring love and positivity to the world. And when I thought about that outcome for myself, I thought about how powerful would it be if I could give that outcome to others? How powerful would it be if I could give that same freedom, quote unquote, to other founders? And I don't know if you've ever been like this, but maybe if you're someone who's built something, maybe you're someone who's created something, you probably feel trapped inside your business. You probably feel stuck inside what you've built. You probably feel, I've built something, but I'm not the face of it. I'm not bigger than it. It's bigger than me. Like, this business overwhelms me. And I felt the exact same thing when I built that YouTube channel. I felt the exact same thing when I graduated. I don't feel like these things are me. I feel like these things are the things I thought were me and the things I wanted to achieve and I assumed were me just because I accomplished them. But it's not me. I have a story to tell. I don't care. Like, I don't need a Lamborghini to make you listen to me. I don't need to live in a high-rise penthouse to make you listen to me. I would challenge you to think about this too, because I've been thinking about this too. What sort of outcome do you want? In order for this business to outlast you, in order for your name to outlast you, what sort of outcome do you want? What do you want to be known for in the next 3 years? Like, money aside, cars aside, fame aside, life aside, like, what is it that you actually want to be? And the thing you are right now, is that something that you've always wanted, or is that something that's been impressioned upon you by others? Because psychology does tell us that when we pursue something, it's either from pain avoidance or towards pleasure. And I realized that a lot of the things I was building was moving from pain, not towards pleasure. I wasn't moving to the thing I desired. I was just building things to cover my pain. The pain of my back, having scoliosis, the pain of broken relationships, the pain of feeling isolated, the pain of building things but not actually existing in it, the pain of feeling like I'm not someone. And that pain, I carried it and built things as a fortress around me, rather than being the king that can come down and slay the dragon himself. I want to be great, man. And I want my clients to be even greater. I want to be the person that exists in other people's story and they'll be like, this guy took me to the next level. I want to be that guardian angel, or that one guy that just came in and it just happened. Like when I came there, shit just happened. I want to be that person for someone else, because I desperately wish that when I was 16, someone would have just appeared in my life and just solved all my problems. The reason why I even made this video to begin with is because it's more of a diary for me. I am 20 and I have to succeed. Not for people, not for my family, not for my friends, not for status or fame, but because I think I've developed such a self-obsession or such a self-love that requires me to go do it. Like, go do it. Go do the thing you've always wanted to do. And that's regardless of people's opinions, regardless of the things I built, regardless of the accomplishments I have achieved with graduation, regardless of doing the things for other people. Because when you wake up, when you're born from the womb, you're already told what to do in this life. The minute you step, the minute you can walk, the minute you can speak, the minute you can comprehend shit, people tell you what to do. People always tell you what to do. People tell you are capable or incapable. People tell you what you can or can't do. People tell you what you can or can't achieve. And that makes you a mold of them. It doesn't make you a mold of you. And people will always say shit. It doesn't matter who you are, where you are, what you came from. Your dreams and goals should not be limited to a simple business. It shouldn't be limited to a simple cloth. It shouldn't be limited to a simple idea. As a human, we are way more complex than that. And on this journey of building my personal brand and doing the same for my clients, taking them to the next level with their personal brand, I understand one thing, that this personal brand shit, the whole point of it was never to make money. No matter how much money I've made, it was never to make money. It was always about leaving an impact on the world, like being known for something. And when I die, when I'm in my casket, I want my family, I want my friends, and I want the people who I've helped to be all around me. And I think that far surpasses any sort of revenue goal I'll have in this future. But yeah, that's my story. What's yours?